Yeah, dude. So like what I was saying, welcome to the studio. You know,
Thanks for
welcome to the studio. First guest, ladies and gentlemen, the beautifully handsome, jacked as hell, Mo Konga in the house. First guest here at the new studio. I was just saying, bro, it's been what, since March, since the last time I saw you?
Yeah, before the quarantine and all this COVID thing, man. Yeah.
It's been a crazy 7 months, 8 months, right?
Yeah.
Last time, what? It was probably, were we in the PC Performance Center or I don't know, at a show or some shit?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been seeing you though doing your thing out here, thriving.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up, I'm trying to keep working out, stay in shape. So stay ready, for whatever's coming next to me.
Yeah. What do you got? So what's going on? What do you got going on?
I'm just studying now to get the personal training certificate.
Okay.
I did this for 10 years in Egypt, but here, you have to study for the certificate.
Okay.
So I'm trying to do this now and stay in shape, working out. I'll see, if we're gonna go back to work sometime soon, or I'm just gonna be doing the personal training. And my brother owns a gym in Canada, Konga Fitness.
Okay.
So I would see if things didn't work out here, I'm just gonna go there.
Oh, so you're gonna move up to Canada?
Yeah. But now they closed the borders because of the corona thing, especially for Florida. It's going crazy here, man.
Bro, we've actually handled it. I thought Florida's handled it the best out of all the states.
I think so, but with numbers and statistics, Florida looks so bad.
I know, but you can't trust the numbers. You can't do. Well, this is my only thing with the numbers, is there's so much hearsay. There was even the Sentinel, the Orlando Sentinel, reported that they were exaggerating the numbers because of the monetary value the hospitals were getting, and then it's also you don't even know if that's true, right? It's so first you hear all these crazy numbers, then you hear people reporting that those numbers are exaggerated because of the monetary value that comes to the hospitals for having COVID positive patients. Then you hear that, and then you also hear that that's not true. So then it's hold on.
I don't know.
What is true? I don't even know what to believe.
You never trust the news.
I can't. No, never trust the news, bro.
I mean, in Egypt now they say they only have 106, which is not true.
Right.
So I don't know.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, in Canada they taking it so serious. So my brother opened a gym a couple months ago, and then they closed again.
Okay.
So yeah, they taking it very serious.
So you're thinking about moving to Canada?
Yeah, but I mean this is gonna be in a while, at least 6 months to a year or something.
So is that for job opportunity, or you don't like it here in America?
No, I like it. I really like it. I love it here.
Yeah.
The weather is nice. You got all this training facility, all the gyms, training facility. If you wanna that's what I love it here. If you wanna work out, if you wanna be a great athlete, you got everything around you. Supplements, you got fields, you got everything.
Yeah.
I can just put on my cleats and go sprint, in the park,
Yeah.
So it's really nice here, and the weather as well,
Yeah, Florida's great. The weather here, people talk shit on Florida, but everybody vacations here in Florida. You know what I mean? If you're on the East Coast, you're coming to Florida to vacation. All right? So all you shit talkers out there, save it.
And it's cheap here. LA, California, it's very expensive over there. So
yeah,
you got the weather, you got the,
Yo, so let's just talk about let's start with Egypt, right? Because that's where you're from, right?
Yeah.
So just to give some people perspective, me and Mo met in 2017.
2017, Dubai tryout.
Yep, Dubai tryout, WWE.
Yeah.
Mo was there was 42 people there. It was one of the most competitive tryouts that I had either seen or been a part of since my tenure with the WWE. And I was there as one of the wrestlers, as a trainer, instructing, showing things like that. So I met Mo there training, and that's where him and I first had met, because they had a bunch of people from the Middle East and the India all fly to Dubai, and which I love Dubai, bro. Dubai was
it's cool. I know,
bro. They treated us like
Vegas,
kings there, bro. They treated us like kings there. But we had a tryout, and Mo was one of the four males that we picked. And I remember I remember when we were going through because they ask all the talent evaluators and coaches and stuff. They'll come to some of like me and the other guy. Who was the other person that was there? I think it was
there was Nasser Roya.
No, other trainer. It was me and then
the Indian guy.
Lovepreet.
Yeah.
Lovepreet. Anyways, so they'll come to us and ask us what we think of certain talent. And I remember you being one of the guys that I was like, yo, this guy's got a killer smile. You know what I mean? Like, dude's a good athlete, great look. He's got a great smile. Dude I was like, he could be fooling me, but he just seems like a happy ass dude. And so
trying to keep it like this.
Right? So Egypt, that's where you came. So you were born and raised?
I born in Saudi, but I lived all my life in Egypt.
Okay.
Cairo, like the capital of Egypt.
Okay.
Very crowded.
Yeah.
Very polluted, but I still love it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's where you're from.
Yeah. Uh-huh. It's kind of like New York here,
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what did you, what was it like growing up in Egypt?
So, my grandfather was like a world champion gymnastics and diving. And he did some boxing in like 1952, something like this.
Okay.
So we had all this like in our blood to be like athletes. My father was a national champion in judo, and then my brother was a world champion kickboxing and kung fu. That was like my role model. That was like my godfather,
Your brother.
Yeah. So I grew up like listening to him. Till 15, I was doing like field hockey. I was out of shape, eating a lot. He used to call me Mo Pie because I used to love to eat like Egyptian pies, which is very unhealthy,
Uh-huh.
But when I turned 16, I was like, hey man, like I got this man live like in the room next, like my brother lives here with me, and I'm like, I see all these people running, taking advices from him. He used to train like tons of people in Egypt. I was like, man, I'm his brother. I'm out of shape. That doesn't make sense, And then he had like a camp. He used to like do his camps. So he had a camp for the world champion of Kung Fu. So he was training like 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. And he used to work at the same time in a bank. So he had like a crazy busy day. So I used to wake up with him at 5. He gave me like a yogurt with a spoon of honey.
Uh-huh.
And the Nescafe, it's like the Nescafe, it's like coffee.
Okay.
I just like have a spoon like sick like this.
Oh damn! Straight
and
to
I'm
the
like,
face.
Yeah, I'm up, man. We work out, and then he drive to the bank. He go work, and then I go home, sleep, have some rest, and then work out with him again at 6. So that was like 6 months. He won the world champion, and then I was like, hey, I'm ready to fight, So he brought me in boxing. I went to a boxing club, like a very low class. It's called Tersana.
Uh-huh.
It's like, like the grind, you gotta start from there. Like we had no sandbags, we had the wall. The sandbag was like for the first team, or
Oh, okay.
So we had the wall to hit it. So my gloves was like flat, my knuckles was all.
Wait, so you're punching the wall?
Yeah, there was like the sandbags for like the old the big names, but starting you go to the wall.
Right.
Yeah, so it was crazy, but I made it, and then I won my first competition, like national championship when I was 17, and then I was like the champion for 5 years. I went to the national team for 2 years. I had a couple problems with the national team. The president was like, because like most of them was like, they like go to school or like go to university or do boxing. Like you can't do both, because you have the competitions at the same time, the finals with the finals.
Okay.
So I was like, hey,
so there was like a time conflict.
Yeah. So I told him like, hey, my father is a doctor, so it's really important to get my degree. And he was like, no, you gotta pick. I was like, no, like I have to get my degree, So I had like, it was really hard to be like both.
Yeah.
Like with the university, they doesn't care if you're like a champion. With the boxing club, or like the national team, they doesn't care if you go to university. Like here, you can get sponsorship. You can get a scholarship. I'm sorry, when you go to like university.
Yeah.
So it's so different here. Like I wish I grew up here. I would have like a different. I'm sure it's gonna be very different. But yeah, it was hard. And then I quit boxing 2012, 2013, and then I switched it to kickboxing. I won the national. It was like K1 style, so the national championship in professional kickboxing.
Yeah.
I won in the open weight, so it wasn't even my weight division. It was like
guys bigger, smaller,
yeah, so
everyone.
it was like a huge guy. I fought with him in the final, and I won. And then they said you're gonna go to Africa, and like they had like another like bigger like opportunities, and then you know, it's all gone because they always like pick the guys they like, you know.
Right.
So, like if you have connections, you know. And then I switched it to MMA. I did couple fights. I had a contract, but it was 7 years contract, and it's 50-50 no health insurance. So if you get injured,
You're on your own.
yeah. So I
It's
was
later.
like, no, maybe no. And then I did football, American football. We have like a small league in Egypt.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you played American football.
Yeah, I loved it, man. I loved it.
What position did you play?
Defensive end.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I could see
loved
that.
it.
I could
loved
see
it.
that.
Just go straight to the QB or the the running back. So I used to hit the small guys. So I was fine. You know? I did good.
It's funny all the like top athletic foreigners that come over. They all are like, yo, if I grew up in the States, I would have played this position or this position or this in football. It's funny how they all are like, yo, I would have played this position. Because football is only big here in the United States.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying in Egypt to have a decent league.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get like players from college here.
Yeah.
So like to step up the game, you know.
Yeah.
So I was doing good. I played like 2 years. But second year I did my tryouts with Dubai, tryouts with WWE.
Okay.
And then they said like you're coming in. And
How old were you when you did that tryout?
I was 27.
27. So from 15 or 16 when you decided like, yo, my brother is the shit. You know what I mean? My brother knows all this shit. Like my shit is not together and I need to get it together. And who better than my big bro to like teach me?
Yeah.
Right. Which is a big moment for a lot of boys. You know what I mean? Like when you're a boy, a lot of boys are like, they go, everything's comfortable because your mom or your dad is, you know, they take care of you and they keep you comfortable, you know, and it's like, it's an easy life.
Yeah.
Then once you start getting into that teenage age range, right? You have choices to make, right? To go from like, oh, do I stay comfortable and like not grow, not progress, not force myself to get uncomfortable, whether it's in physical endeavors, social endeavors, emotional, you know, what all the different spectrums of a human, like this is the time that you need to start pushing yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And like you get to make a choice. Like you get to make a choice to stay comfortable or you get to make a choice to grow, but you don't get to do both. So to recognize that, especially at that age on your own, is like, that's huge.
It's really hard, yeah. Like I remember at the beginning I was like, why my brother, like he used to like even when I go to him to tell him like, yeah, like I want to train, he used to like push us very hard, me and my other brother, and I was like, hey man, like this dude hate us, you know. He wakes me up at 5 a.m., put ice on my like freaking, you know, like cold water on me to wake me up, feed me like my cheat meal at this time was like, the cheat meal was like brown toast with coated cheese and honey. That was like the only cheat meal I had in a week, you know.
Damn.
So that was like, I'm waiting for this day to eat cottage. I was like, what is going on? And everything was like, my mom used to like, you know, make like fried food, you know, like my father used to love like this kind of food.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, it tastes good, the fried food. But when I start to train, he was like, hey, you gotta eat, everything you eat is gonna be like boiled.
Yeah.
So like boiled chicken, boiled veggies, rice, like everything.
Strict.
And everything
measured.
And all of it like tastes the same, you know. I feel like, you know, when you have a pit bull, you know, and you feed his ass like this. Yeah, so it was really hard. And I see all my friends like smoking, going out, drinking. I was like, no, you know, I want to stay here. I want to stay in this line. It was really hard. My friends was like, bro, like, well, you come on, let's go out. You know, in Egypt, the weekend is like Friday and Saturday. So Thursday night, they were like, come on, let's go. I was like, no, I got to wake up early tomorrow. I have workout at 6 a.m., you know. So it's really hard but it's just the beginning, trust me. If you went through it, that's it. You're going to stay on this, like, and I really appreciate that. I always tell them, like, hey, I owe you. Like, till the day I die, I owe you. Because I know if I didn't, like, listen to you, I would be, like, I'll be someone else, you know. I'll be, like, dragged in alcohol, drugs, and all this, like, bad stuff that most of my friends end up doing.
Yeah.
And they're like, now they wake up when they're 30 now. They're like, hey,
they wish they would have done what you did.
You're like, hey, bro, like, I wanna be healthy, man. I feel like I'm freaking 50 years old, you know. Like my wife is like, I can't do something. I can't move. I can't play with my son. I was like, yeah, let's do. Like, it's a bit late, but there is no. It's not. Nothing is like. you can always start, you know, if you have the will. But I mean, when you're young, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
You got the video games, you got the good food, you got the money to get like sweets and get all this like bad stuff, but you like, no. So
and everybody around you wants
Yeah.
you to stay where they're at, because it makes people uncomfortable when you have a group of friends and one guy decides, hey, I'm not going to go out tonight. I'm going to stay in. I'm going to work out in the morning. Or like, no, I'm not smoking, or I'm not drinking tonight. It's like, I got to work out early in the morning.
And then sometimes they're gonna, bro, you're so boring, bro. Like when you travel with them, it's like, no, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm boring. I don't care. I wanna live long. I wanna live healthy. You know, I don't care if I'm boring, but I wanna, you know, grow up. I wanna get old and I'm healthy. I saw my grandfather. He was like, I think he passed away when he was like 92. Like the night he passed away, he did like 10 pull-ups. He had a broken hip. He used to go try to run. So I saw all this. I was like, no, I want to die like him. You know? I don't want to die in a bed in a hospital, like can't move, shitting myself, you know. That's a nightmare, you know.
Dude, how important is that to see older people, like older guys, you know what I mean, that have gone through it already, right? That have gone through life, but also, you know, they've trained in whatever their profession or endeavor is. They've pushed themselves and they know what it takes. And then they also know what it doesn't take, right? So they can teach you the do's and don'ts. I've learned so much from the older guys in the gym, coaches that are just like, yo, stay away from this, stay away from this. Like, that's more so than telling me what to do, telling me what not to do was more important in my opinion. And like, you only get that with experience.
Old school, big time.
And so it's just like, I feel like a lot of youngsters now, it's easy to stay comfortable. And like, you get mad when you have somebody that's pushing you, right? Because sometimes, you know,
you get it the wrong way.
Right. And sometimes guys, like men, when they push younger boys, maybe they don't have the best way of communicating to them, or it may be too abrasive for them, right? And maybe you could be a little, you know, maybe there's a better way to communicate to them, but that is how they know how to push them. And I remember having a coach tell me, don't listen to how I'm saying anything, listen to what I'm saying.
That's cool.
And when you can do that, that you're able to like stop your emotions, be like, okay, quit feeling sorry for yourself, like a little boy, right? I'm trying to be a man. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. And like, oh, this guy's telling me that I need to be up at this time and eat this and drink this much water so that when I work out, I'm fully energized, so that I am not dying in the warm-up, so that I can actually push myself. And then he's kicking my ass in the workout, so that tomorrow when I come back, I can push even harder, so that in 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, I can become a national champion.
So when I started to work out with him, we used to spar, and he used to like kick my ass, whip my ass, bad man. People were like, we're gonna call the police, I'll be bleeding. And we're like, come on, and I keep pushing it. So when I went to he was like, he's 8 years older than me. When I went to the national chip competition for boxing, and I was like fighting guys, when they hit me, I was like, man, that's nothing. I used to get hit with from a freaking world champion. So it's not, I used to get hit and keep going. So I wasn't like the technical guy, but I was like the guy who's gonna keep going till the last second.
A brawler.
So first round I get beating, second round my eyes are like bleeding and my eyes like I can't see, and third round the guy was like, this man he's gonna keep coming. So that's you win like psychologically. Fourth round, he's out. He's done, you know, because like I'm not going back. I'm gonna keep coming.
You break their will.
Whatever you're gonna throw at me, I'm just gonna keep coming.
But
that was a good lesson for me in life.
Hell yeah.
Like when I started wrestling, it was really hard, you know, like the selling, the blah 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 blah, and I was like, hey, keep going, keep the smile, you know. People get confused, like why he doesn't want to give up. No, I'm gonna keep the smile. I'm gonna keep going. This is how I go through the bad times, you know. Yeah, like with the MMA fight, you know. The guy, they put me with a wrestler. So that's like, I'm a striker. If you put me as a striker, I'll win. That's my game. But when they put you with a grappler, he's going to put you down.
Right.
So 3 times. Put me down, smack me. I push him, I get up 3 times. And then he was like, he taps standing. He was like, he's going to kill me. So I'm done.
So 15, 16, you decided to change gears, start training your ass off. Then you started seeing success. When you decided to start training with your brother and you decided to flip that switch, Was there the thought of coming to America in the back of your mind?
Not really, but he was always like, it was always like a dream, you know, to get like scholarship. But they stopped getting scholarship for boxing.
Yeah.
Which I was like the champion at boxing. So yeah, like I was looking for that, but at this time there was no scholarship for boxing. Because I think when they get like fighters, you know,
Yeah.
scholarship they make trouble. So
Yeah.
you're not getting fighters. You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, in Egypt, it's really hard to like grow up to be an athlete or a professional athlete. It's so hard.
Why?
The supplements, the lifestyle, you know,
Yeah.
is to be an athlete is different than the normal people are like unhealthy, you know, eating like now it's a big hit. Fitness is big hit now in Egypt. You can make like people making like crazy money, like open like people like will study science, study like a lot of other stuff, but you'll end up like opening a gym or like doing fitness classes because now people start to realize like that's the future, you know.
Yeah.
Like your health, this is the most investment, you know, you invest in yourself.
Right.
So, but like 10 years ago, it was like, what are you doing? Even when I graduated, I had my accounting degree and I was like, no, I'm not going to work in a bank. I'm not going to sit in an office and have like a boss, you know, like bothering me. Because I saw my brother going through this. I was like, no, I'm going to start my own like fitness group. And I started with 2 clients. Like before my father left, he had like so many clients. But when he left to Canada 2009, I was still 19. So I was still young, you know.
Yeah.
I assisted him like for 2 years before he left. He left to Canada. But to start my own thing, people like, he's young, you know, he's a young boy. So I started with 2 clients.
Yeah.
And then like before I left, I had maybe more than 500 clients at least.
In Egypt.
Yeah, superstars, like movie stars, like blah, blah, all like from all the, you know, the different like society. Yeah, it was nice. You know, I had a really good business. But then I always wanted to compete. Like my dream was always like, I want to compete. I just don't want to be like coaching or doing this. I want to compete as well. So when I had the tryouts with WWE and I saw this, I left everything I had in Egypt. Like my girlfriend, my family, everything. And I came here, I was like, hey, you know, I will do it. It was really hard.
Yeah.
And then the COVID came. And
was the sacrifice worth it?
Oh man. I would say if I had the chance again, I would still do the same.
Yeah.
But you know, like it's really hard to be away from your family and like your parents getting old, you know.
Yeah.
It's really hard to be away from them because they were like next to you all your life and now they get old, you know.
Yeah.
So you want to be there for them when they need you. So I think that's the hard part. Like the business, you know, it's all comes and go. But I had really good business, you know. I wish like, but it was like this. It was really like I did the tryouts. I didn't have like a time when they gonna recruit me or like get me here. And then they called me to like, hey, you got 2 weeks and you're gonna be in the States. So I had 2 weeks to tell my clients, hey, I'm sorry, I'm moving. And even my other brother that lives in Egypt now, I didn't give him enough time, you know, to like transfer or like, you know.
Yeah, to be able to try and pick up your clients and kind of help out with that.
Yeah, but it was worth it. But it's really hard to stay away from your parents, you know.
That's the hardest thing.
Yeah. Like my nightmare. Like I don't care what is like, you know, life knocked me out so many times. I still getting up, but I'm like my nightmare is like my mom and dad. You know, if something happened, they need me and I'm not there, it's gonna be like that's like the worst part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you though that they're proud of you that you're over here doing your thing and like they were able to raise a young man that's been like as ambitious as you know what I mean, to always be looking forward, working towards something and just like chasing his dreams. Yeah. You know, like I mean, you've been able to travel most of the world, you know, in this process of boxing, MMA, pro wrestling, fitness. Like it's taking you all the way over, you know, we're sitting here in Orlando, Florida right now having a conversation. So it's pretty wild. Yeah. Hell yeah. So when did you start having like thoughts of coming to America? When you had the tryout?
No, when I started boxing and then I was like in the national team.
Okay.
I was like three times like I had the gold gloves or like the heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, you know, what about like sending my like resumes to like colleges or universities here and see, you know, if I can get like a scholarship or something. But if I know about football, but at this time, 2011, 2012, in Egypt there was no like. I don't think there was like football, or like if there was, it's gonna be like something very small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it's nice. It's nice. I loved when I did football in Egypt. I was like, because with the defensive end, you gotta move fast. You gotta hit. You got like a big O line in front of you. It's a mind game. I'm gonna hit you once, twice, and then I will run. I'm gonna make you move fast, and then I will push you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, get them off their spot, get them off balance, dip a shoulder, rip inside.
If you put him in his ass, that's it. You won. You're like, that's a knockout, man. That was fun.
Yeah, no, with D linemen, it's like, you guys. You got little response. You got two gaps.
Yeah.
Usually, you got two gaps. One, you have all this freedom as long as you're taking care of whatever gap. Yeah. And it's like you go inside, go outside, and being an offensive lineman, I fucking hate defensive linemen, bro. You know what I mean? I hate D linemen. I fucking hate you guys. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try and smash you guys every chance I get. But yeah. I mean, I respect defensive linemen though. Out of all the defensive players, because I hate defensive players, bro. They talk so much shit. Shit. And it's like, listen here, bro. Like, I'm over here. I'm doing this is trigonometry, offensive line play, like the thinking game that takes place for offensive line. Then you got these little defensive guys talking all this shit. And I'm like, you little sons of bitch. Especially cornerbacks. You know what I mean? So cornerbacks, it's like, bro, you're all the way over there. You're going to run, chase this wide receiver, and then you're going to come up and talk shit to me. And I'm not even going to see you. You know what I mean? We're not ever going to touch. But you better hope that for whatever reason, I'm not downfield 15, 20 yards, and I catch you with your head not on a swivel, because I'm going to put you on your ass. So WWE called. How'd you get the tryout for the WWE?
So this a friend of my brother, he saw me at the sports club I used to like work. Like I was a member there and give my classes there. I spent most of my life over there. So every day I had to wake up at 6.
Yeah.
I got classes from 7 to 12. And then from 12 to 5, that's my time. 12 to 4, I eat something, I work out, and then have some rest, and then start again giving classes from 5 to 10 p.m. So I had like a long day. And this guy was over there, and he saw me every day working out from 12, and he was like, and I used to work out like intense sprints, lifting heavy. I was like, hey man, what are you doing? Like, you getting like, do you have a competition coming? I was like, no, that's my life. Like, I love working out. I love to do this. I love to stay in shape. I love to stay strong. And I was like, hey, there is the WWE tryouts in Dubai. Send them. Like, he was the main reason I went to the tryouts.
Okay.
I was like, hey, send them your resume, And I sent it to them, and they invited me for 5 days in Dubai for the tryouts. I went there. To be honest, I was really in shape. I was like, working out every day. So the workouts was like a piece of cake. So I was always smiling.
Yeah.
I was like, let's do it. They said,
I see how you work out, bro. I see how you work out. You train hard. There's not a lot of guys that I'm like, yo, they train hard. You train hard.
I try to push myself. Like, my psychology with working out is like one more rep, Like some people say like, no, you gotta stop here. I'm like, no,
leave 2 in the tank, 1 in the tank,
Which is the right, like the safe way, which is the right way. But me, I'm like always wanna go for one more. Like I can do more. Yeah, I think it's more here psychological, but it's not very safe. If you're starting to do sports, you gotta be safe. But I try to like push myself, because my brother put me on the track, and then he moved to Canada, so I had to be like push myself, till I get like, sometimes I overtrain myself, and I call him, it's like, hey, I'm shaking, because he's stupid. So I needed someone to coach me, to like tell me to stop,
bro.
Not to
Dude,
push me.
I tell people this all the time, especially when I was training for football still. When I got done with college, people were like, why are you paying for a trainer? Because like, it's, especially once you get to that stage, you pay a lot of money for like personal trainers. Because you're getting very specific needs, right? You're getting a diet, you're getting specific workouts for you in particular. So they're like, yo, why don't, you know so much, like you're always teaching other people how to work out or putting programs together for other people. Like, why don't you just do that for yourself? And it's like, I'm not paying this guy to like train me. You know what I mean? I'm not training him to push me. I'm not training him to like teach me how to work out. I'm teaching him, one, to put a program together so I don't have to like waste the space in my head to put a program together, because it takes a lot to like think out a program for 16 weeks, you know, like there's a lot of planning that goes into that. And then you're like thinking, and it can take away from just coming in and doing the work. But what I really am paying the guy for is to put a leash, to pull me back when I'm going too far. Because like when I'm coming in, like I'm coming in balls to the wall. Like I'm coming in to train hard, intense. I'm here to push myself to the limit. Your job is to be like, Dan, I don't think that's a good idea.
Sean Hayes used to hate me. Sean Hayes used to always shout at me. He's like, Mo! I loved him. He teach me a lot. Like, I really I learned a lot from him at the
Sean Hayes, WWE strength coach.
Yeah, I learned a lot from him. He adds a lot to me. You know?
Yeah. Like no, dude, he is a fucking gem, bro. Like the WWE, like they don't pay him enough money. They don't pay him enough money. I don't know how much they pay him. I mean, like, and this, like, I think more than a couple years I trained with him, he taught me a lot. He adds a lot to me. Yeah. Strength, like now I can go to the gym and I know what I'm doing. I know my program. I know what to do this week, the next week. I know my reps, you know. So it was really like an ad for me to train like with Sean Hayes. Yeah, no, dude, I love training with Sean. He's this, he puts programs together and he does it in a way where he's like thinking about the athlete, right? Like, how much, you know, how you were on the road this weekend, right? You guys had a long trip, you know, you had to fly cross country. You had 4 shows back to back to back to back. Then you had to fly back. I have this already planned out, but we're going to do something different because I don't think your body, you know, you're probably beat to hell, which we were. So I was like, okay, so then he would adjust on the fly accordingly. And like that takes, I mean, that's not a lot of strength coaches have that. It's like, yo, this is the program, push through it type thing. And it's like, no, everybody's different, right? And it's like, sometimes, especially with wrestling in particular, you're in season all the time. So you have to train differently in season than at a season. So like his ability to be able to decipher all of that, know when to push and when to back off. And then like you said, he sees you over there going to power clean 405, you know what I mean? He's like, hey, Mo, cut that shit out. You know, you just were telling me that your wrist is all jacked up. You're telling me that your hips all, you know, out of whack and like you're over here doing this. Like cut that shit out. So it's like, good. That's what I'm paying a trainer for. You know, like, pull me back. So I tell people that shit all the time.
So it's all about your passion. If it's your passion, you're always gonna put like, you know, 100%. And like I believe in 100%. Some people say like, put 120. There's nothing called 120%. There's only 100%. So yeah, like I would put like with wrestling, I try to put my 100%, but it's so different than where I came from. So the learning process was a bit like hard for me. But like thanks for all the coaches, you know, that they had to like keep up with all my like, you know.
What do you mean?
Like to learn the wrestling part, the pro wrestling.
Oh yeah, because especially for us guys who are coming from like competitive sports, especially contact sports, and then coming into the wrestling world where it's
different. It's
different because there's contact. But there's also like what we call in the business working contact. So it's like your job is to make shit look like it hurts without making it hurt. And which is hard to do. That is like, that's the art. That's the art. But with guys like you and I come from a world where we smash into people all the time, it takes some time to kind of be able to figure out how not to do that. And it's like, yo, you have great attributes that we want you to use, but like you need to learn how to control them in a different capacity now. And then like you were saying, you were talking about as a fighter, like you're going to absorb damage and keep coming no matter what. And you're not going to show anything. You're just going to keep smiling, keep coming forward.
Selling forces.
Right. Which is counterintuitive to wrestling because it's like you need to show emotion. You need to show weakness and vulnerability, which in sports you never do. You never let your opponent see that you're vulnerable or you're compromised, even if you're rocked. If you're in the ring and you're seeing 3 of them, you do not let them know that you're seeing 3 of them. You keep that stone face and you just keep going. But in wrestling, you want them to see that you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
You want them to see that you're hurt. That's how you build a connection with the audience.
Yeah.
But it takes a while to figure that out.
Yeah, it took a while.
And it's not easy to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because sometimes it feels weird to do that. And you're like, oh man, like, I don't know. Is this silly? Do I look silly doing this? Like, this seems so counterintuitive to everything that I've been taught. So that's like some of the shit that is kind of,
it's hard.
It's hard to adjust.
It's really hard. It's like an art. It's really, not everyone can be like a pro wrestler.
no.
Yeah.
No.
And like the old generations, like really, like they go through like really hard times to keep this business like alive, you know. But you know what is sad now? You see this like other company, like whatever, like other small companies doing like some like crazy wrestling.
Yeah.
And then people expect to see this, but it's different.
Yeah. It's like everybody's just trying to get attention now. So it's like they'll do the craziest shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, you're going to get attention for doing that, but are you going to be able to do that every night?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you going to be able to jump off a 25-foot ladder every night?
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to do these stunts every single night?
Yeah.
And it's like, the game is evolving, right? Because the audience has seen so much and they've seen crazy shit. They want some of that faster pace, crazy stunts, right?
Yeah.
But which we have to adapt to and we have to figure out, right? Because wrestling, just like everything, is evolving and evolved. So you got to figure that out. But then you also have to think like, I can't do that every night. You can't do that every night. And if you do it every night, it no longer is special.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're seeing dives every night, if you're seeing these crazy ass 450s every single night, it's like, okay, what's next? Is what the fans are going to start acting like, which like you see sometimes. And then it's just like, no, you need to like not forget that as much as this is like an athletic endeavor, and it's like, hey, let me show off the goods, right? Because that's what we want to do as athletes. Check how big I am, check how strong, how fast, how high I can jump, how much I can lift, all this cool shit I can do. But like, you're also a performer. So it's like performing is storytelling. And it's like, how can I tell a story with all of this cool shit I can do and not kill myself in the process?
That's why I really like the structure of like the way we had the matches, we had the events.
Yeah.
I really like that, like the WWE, how they put that structure.
Yeah.
It's like make it more professional and like make people like always want to see, you know.
Yeah.
It's very smart, you know. It's different than the other, you know.
Yeah, the other companies, they just want to do
crazy.
stunt show, do this crazy shit, do this crazy shit. But they don't have the same schedule that guys in the WWE do. Like they get to work like once or twice a month.
Yeah, so yeah.
You know, now like AEW and Impact, they're starting to work a little bit more consistently, so they have to start dealing with those things. But like some of the smaller indie shows, it's like, yeah, that's like your pay-per-view. So like you can go all out there, but like once you start, and a lot of those guys that come from the indies that work like once every 2 months, and then they come to the WWE and they kind of have like, they try to work that style within the WWE, and then they're working 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week. After about 4 months, 6 months, they start feeling like, oh, like I can't keep this shit up. So then it's like, oh, I've got to become a better performer.
Yeah.
And then that's where like the real art comes. That's when you start having to dig into this right here. Yeah. Like this is your ultimate tool, especially when you're on TV. Like get those emotions out. Those sell through the eyes, sell through the face and your body. Like, and then when you're in bigger arenas, like that's where you start using all of your body to like signal to everybody. And that's where it gets real artistic, you know.
I mean, it was really like you know, a good experience, you know.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, it adds a lot, you know. And with like promo, like with the promos, with the storytelling in matches and all this. I was still like, I'm still like, I'm not gonna call myself, you know, like like anyway to be good at this. But I mean, it adds a lot to me. As a like an athlete, because before I was just an athlete, but now you UFC, boxing, all this, the promo, the selling the match,
Yeah.
So that adds to me because I was like, just put my gloves on, get inside the ring, win.
Everyone, like, honestly, if you want to be successful in this world, like, you have to have some either public speaking abilities to get your knowledge out, or public speaking abilities to like to be a performer, to like entertain people. Like one of the two. Because like you're either providing information for people, like you're either a content provider that informs people, or you're a content provider that entertains people. And either way, you've got to be able to talk on a microphone in front of a camera. And if you can't, like, you're dead in the water. So like regardless of like whatever, like a lot of people that go through there, that say you get hired by the company, you go through the company's process, and for whatever reason you get let go and you're no longer with the company anymore. All of those things that you learned, as long as you were working when you were there and putting in, like all that shit, you're going to be able to take with you into the rest of your life. You're going to come out better than you went in. And I think that that's where like you and I both are. Like I've always been a really good public speaker, but like my growth as a performer is like exponentially from when I started with the company to when I left with the company. And like, it's just like, and it just puts you in very weird situations that even other entertainment industries don't have. You know, like you get put in some weird, stressful situations that like no other industry has.
I remember my first promo, like in the ring. I was talking in the mic and I said like, I'm gonna be the champion. I put the mic away, so I'm gonna be the champion. Like Arturo always like Adrian always make fun of me because he was there, and I was so stressed. It was the first time. English is my second language. I still have a heavy accent. I was worried about people don't understand what I'm saying. So every time I had a promo, that was like my nightmare, you know. Like I didn't have this feel like before going like to fight in boxing or MMA or whatever, because no, like I don't have to react with all these people, you know. Just one guy, beat him, get out, you know. So yeah, that adds a lot to me, like to get inside the ring and speak with confidence and remember my words, you know, and all this. That was something I really learned from, like added to me in WWE.
Well, just speaking on a microphone in front of hundreds of people is stressful enough. People at home, whoever's listening to this, are probably like, yo, I'd be stressed out of my mind, let alone having to remember a second language. You know, like, it's so like people here don't know other languages other than English. So if you're listening to this, imagine having to go out in front of hundreds of people, thousands of people, and cut a prepared monologue in a language that's not your first language.
It was a nightmare.
Right. It's just like so much stress.
I want to thank the coaches that they gave me the chance to do this, because like I would still be like, okay, maybe he don't speak good, maybe he's gonna like mess it up, but it was like the opportunities they gave me was really good, you know. I tried to use like the best of it, even when I lose my like the words or like what I'm gonna say, when I forget it, I have to have like some keys, you know, just like say something funny, say something, nice, smile to people, you know, but don't freeze. It's like the worst.
Well, that's the nice thing about live performances is nobody knows that you fucked up as long as you don't stop. You know, you could just, they might be like, that was weird or whatever, but like if you just keep going, no one knows that there was a mistake until you go in the back. No one knows. So
I see your promo. Sometimes they call you, it's like, hey Dan, go. Like we got some time. Like go do a promo. So I see like you go out and you talk shit and you got the best reaction. People are like, hey.
I actually, that was one of the things I was most proud of, was that I became a guy on like those shows that when they needed time to fill, if like say like one of the times we started the show and we needed to start the show, but the paramedics weren't there, and you have to have a paramedics on staff. So like we're scheduled to have a show. I had a match, I think we were either the semi-main or the main, and so like we were talking about what we were gonna do, still putting things together. All of a sudden, one of the producers was like, "Yo, Dan, we need like we need a promo right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, how long? And he was like, I don't know.
Go out.
He was like, the paramedics aren't here, and we just need someone to kill some time. So I was just like, I was in a tag team at that time with Riddick Moss.
Yeah.
So I just went up to Riddy, and I was like, yo, Riddy, they need a promo right now. And he was like, and he was, because he was in his underwear, I think. So he just threw a bunch of shit on, and we went out there and just like cut a random ass promo. But it was fun.
It was fun, yeah.
And I think a lot of guys, what happens is they get too worried about what they're going to say. And if, like, for me, I didn't give a shit what I was saying. I knew that it was just like, I know what my character is, and then I knew what I was trying to sell, right? I'm like selling. I was like, okay, I'm getting thrown out here, but this is an opportunity to sell the match that's later in the night. So I was like, yo, let me just talk some shit, let them get used to me. Like, we're going to come out in the bad guy role. So let me let them know that I'm a bad guy, you know, to solidify that. And then we'll just have some fun in the process, and who knows what will happen. Because sometimes the crowd will just throw you a bone and they'll react to something you're saying. And then you just kind of spitball off of that and just roll it into something. And then in that particular instance, though, it was wild because I'm just out there talking shit. And then the music, like, I don't know when or where they needed me to come out. I just heard my music hit and I was like, oh, we must be time. And then we went into the back. So what were some of the things coming to America before you got here that you were like thinking about, like in terms of like what America was like? Like, what's the perception of America from your region of the world?
Yeah, that's a really good, good topic to talk about. So, you know, like when you watch like the movies, you see like any Arab or any guy speak Arabic, he's a terrorist. Okay? Same shit in Egypt or like Middle East. Most of guys, when you see like any American movie, you see like parties, bikinis, you know, people having fun. But so you think you're gonna come here and it's like a weekend the whole week, you know?
Right.
Yeah, but that's the point, you know, like no, people work, work their ass hard, and then we had like when I started, I had 1 day of like first couple months I had energy, so this day was Sunday, I go to like Ukaiva, I go out, I go to the beach, I do something, but by the time I was like, no, getting groceries, doing laundry, sleep. That's my day off, and that's it. So same thing, like you think you're gonna come here and it's all about like having fun, going out, blah blah blah, but then when you come here, you see the cycle, you realize that okay, I was having fun back in Egypt, you know, because I own my own, I had my own business, so I put my own schedule,
right?
Which with my like character, I work so hard, I put my 100%. So I used to work so hard, but when I need time, or there is like a holiday, okay, we have a week, you know, I'm gonna travel, relax, you know. But when I came here, it's like almost there is no like, you know.
Yeah.
there is no like you had the Christmas and that's it, you know.
Yeah, we're Americans. We work. We like, you know, we just like work, and we probably don't have enough days off. Yeah, we probably would be more efficient if we had more days off.
It's all about the social media. We're like, what you see in social, like, if you see Egypt in social media, I'm sure it's like desert and camels.
Yeah, the pyramids.
Some people meet me and they're like, where are you from Egypt? They're like, wow, that's so cool. Do you have a camel? I was like, fuck you. Fuck camel, bro. No. So by the time I used to like make fun, I was like, yeah, I own a pyramid, you know what I'm saying? I live in a pyramid, you know? Just, you know, make fun. Yeah. So people
are dumbasses. They just be like, it's the stereotypes, right?
It's the social media. But I see why, because again, when you watch an American movie or like Hollywood movie, you see like drugs, guns, like, you know, like parties. But when you come here and you see the real life, people work really hard, like way harder than back in Middle East.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying all people work like, but I see here how people work hard to have this time, you know, to travel or to do something. So yeah, like the traffic was like, especially the traffic. They say like Florida driving is crazy. No, you gotta see Cairo. We got no lanes, okay? I mean, now we have lanes, you know, it's nice, but still driving in Cairo, it's crazy. I used to ride a motorcycle. I had a car, but you know, to get through the traffic, you can, let's say you're going somewhere like 5 miles away, it can take you like an hour in Egypt.
Right.
With the traffic. So I had the motorcycle to just, you know,
dude, traffic over there is like, it's like going to war. in terms of like you have to be so alert to like get through traffic over there.
So when I came here, like I had the rental car from the airport. I was driving for like 3 hours, like enjoying. I was like, whoa.
Oh, open roads and stuff. Yeah,
that's cool. You know, no traffic. Driving here is not crazy. Like if you think it's crazy here, you gotta go to Egypt and see like what is going on.
I haven't been to Egypt, but I've been to Dubai. Wasn't too bad. Dubai was kind of crazy, but Saudi Arabia, they were traffic over there. I don't know if it's the same as Egypt.
No, I'm sure Cairo's worse.
Cairo's worse. Like okay. So, but like Saudi Arabia, there was like 4 lanes of traffic, but like there was really 6 lanes of traffic. Like people were driving as if there was 6 lanes. And then sometimes people were just like lanes kind of were fluid. It was like, it was a suggestion type thing. Like this, you could drive straight here if you wanted. And then very aggressive too, super aggressive drivers, which like I feel like you almost have to be when people are driving that crazy.
It's kind of like this. So yeah, that was like, so when I came here, I saw like how like you gotta work hard, but I had no problem with this because where I came from, I used to like work hard. Yeah, so
that's how you got here.
Yeah,
just working hard, bro.
Exactly. So yeah, it wasn't like a big like shock for me, but it was like something nice. Like people think when you come here you're gonna have like a culture shock. It wasn't like this because the way I grew up, I had like English like as my second language in the school.
Okay.
So I had like, you know, I can speak, I can, you know, express myself, and at the same time people can understand what I'm saying. If they didn't, you know, I'll try. Yeah. So it wasn't like a big culture shock for me. It was like an easy life. It was like easier than what I had.
Okay.
Training wise, like I had the performance center to train, which is like crazy, like. Good like you got everything, you know, in the gym, you know, everything an athlete want. So that was like a blessing, and having the good weather the whole year, you know. The raining was when I came here, it started to pour, like rain bad. I was like, what is going on?
Right. You never see any rain.
That happened to me. We have rain in Egypt, but not like here.
Yeah.
Like here when it start to pour, it's like crazy. Like what is going on? So I had like my first moment with like heavy raining. I just bought my motorcycle. I was riding it back to Orlando. I got it from Ocala, and then it started to rain. I was like, whoa, okay. I parked the motorcycle. I was like, I gotta wait, you know.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So the raining here is still like something intense, but that's it. Everything else is really nice. People were being really nice, you know. They think like most of them, they think I'm Hispanic. So you got people speaking Spanish to you everywhere. I'm like, hey.
Wrong language, bro. Wrong language.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Latin speaking, like Florida. There's so many different Latin.
Yeah.
There's Dominicans, there's Cubans, there's Puerto Ricans. You know, like there's so many different Latin. You know, Costa Rican. Like it's just so many different. Latin ethnicities down here. I like it though, because like I'm from up north. I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania, which is like right on the border of Canada and the United States. So we have.
I went to Michigan.
Okay, yeah. Same kind of weather as Michigan is where I'm
freezing.
From. Dude, those winter months are no joke.
Yeah.
But so like coming down here, it's like almost like because there's. For some reason, people forget Florida is the South. It's almost like there's the South, and then Florida is like something separate from the South. Yeah. But it's the most southern part of the United States. Yeah. So it's very southern. There's like certain areas that are country as hell. Yeah. You know, like there's certain places here in Florida that are super country. But then there's like a shit ton of like Latin culture down here. Yeah. Latin music, Latin people, Latin food. And I don't know, I just love it. I love Latin food. Yeah, and like the Latin people because they're something about foreigners in America, like something about Americans there's like a proper way of like speaking and talking, and you kind of can get like molded into this like properness. Yeah. But when you like come across blue collar Americans, like people that do hard labor jobs or the jobs that people don't like doing, and you come across foreigners, immigrants, whatever, right? They all kind of have this like straight to the point, no like there's no passive aggressiveness, there's no like everything's blunt, everything's straightforward, very unique, like they're just who they are. And I just have a great appreciation for that when I see it from people. So like I like that about a lot of different foreigners that come over here. They're just like, they're just them. They're their personality, and they don't really care. Like, they're not trying to conform or fit in. They're just here, I'm like, this is who I am.
Me, that's my culture.
Hell yeah. So I like that. Any other, so was there any like, so you had this thought process of like what Americans were. Was there anything when you got here that was different? Right? Obviously, people weren't partying all the time like you thought. Was there things?
I mean, there was like a couple people here in I know, like, I met a couple people that they had party the whole week. I was like, okay, maybe stay away from them. You know? Yeah. But yeah, nothing would, like, nothing was really like shocking for me. But I really like, I appreciate the weather, all the like training facilities you got around you. Just that, see like greens and see like, trees everywhere. That was really nice.
Yeah.
That's like the sports club I used to go, Zero Sporting Club. It's like this. That's why I used to just go there in the morning, spend my whole day, eat, train, work, do everything over there, because you got greens. Just, like driving to work and go sit in the office, I'm sure that's really stressful, because I used to train people that they used to like come after work, and I see how much they stressed with work, with their boss, with blah blah blah, even like making way better money that I used to make, but still like all this stress, just driving on the traffic and all this. So I was lucky to choose this way. So when I came here and I saw like the Zira Sporting Club was like just like this sporting club, like this area, but here Florida is like a big Zira Sporting Club for me. So it was really nice to drive around, see greens, and like the beaches. In Egypt, the beaches are like way better than here.
Really?
Yeah, you got the blue sea, like the blue water. It's so shiny, and the sand.
Yeah.
I mean, here you got like you got a couple like nice beaches here, but in Egypt, the north coast is so beautiful. Like if you hear about Greece, the beach, because we share the same sea, the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I still like the beaches here. Like now, San Augustine is so beautiful.
That's where you're living right now.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. You got the old town. So if you like the the old culture or like the city, you can go there. If you like the beaches, you can be at the beach. So it's really, I love it there.
Yeah. There's a lot of like Spanish influence in St. Augustine.
Yeah.
Because when the French, the British, the Spanish were trying to colonize America, like the Spanish came over and landed over in that St. Augustine area.
Yeah.
That's like one of the more beautiful spots on the east coast of Florida.
I think it's one of the old cities. I think it's the old city in the States.
Yeah.
St. Augustine, yeah.
They, because I feel like all the Gulf Coast beaches are much more beautiful than the Atlantic side. Okay. But St. Augustine, I love it. I think it's beautiful over there.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So what are you doing up in St. Augustine now? Training people?
Yeah, I got like a couple clients. Not like training, they like friends,
Yeah.
Which I live with them, and at the same time, I help them with like training.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm studying, working out, staying in shape. Because right now, it's really like, with everything going on, it's crazy.
I know, bro. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
It's that transition hustle right now.
Yeah.
Like going from WWE sports entertainer, getting released, right? We both got released.
Yeah.
Then quarantine, COVID.
Yeah.
Just like,
I think it's the worst time to get
worst time, right? Because then it's like, it's not even like you can go somewhere else to continue wrestling, because most places aren't looking to take in new people. It's not even like you can get even just like a job anywhere, right? It's not like you can just go, I'll get a job to tie me over. It's just like, it's hard. It's a hard time right now for not just us, but for like everyone. But like in that situation, it's like, yo, what can I do to make some money, keep hustling, and
you gotta keep working, just keep doing whatever you can do, I'm trying to add the certificate, so I'm trying to study because I have the time,
Yeah.
I hate studying, but I have like all my life I used to like work on my body. I need to work on this more. And my brother always said like the first when he went to Canada, he sent me like a personal training certificate. Like he sent me the book. He was like, study, you gotta read. I was like, no, I'm just gonna go work out. But now, like, I have to. That's something really important, to study, to read, to add to this. when I and the stuff I read, like what I'm studying now, is the same thing I'm doing, but now you know, like
why you're doing it.
yeah. Now you know how the nervous system work with muscles and all this. It's really like it's very interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's like getting stronger. Like strength is science.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when you realize that, it's not, some people are like, my ideas or my beliefs of strength training. It's like, yo, no one gives a fuck about your beliefs. Okay. Like there's a scientific principle on like how to overload the system to obtain more strength. Right.
Yeah.
And now there may be a multitude of different systems to do it, but they're all, or ways of doing that, but they're all based off the same system, right? The body, the human body, and it works in a very particular way. And like, once you understand that science, then it's just like, you can train anybody. It's just, so
like the way I learned this by practicing more than studying. I got my brother. I met like a lot of strength and conditioning coaches, power lifters, Olympic lifting coaches. So I used to like train with them, train here, do like fitness competition, CrossFit competitions. So I see how they do like with the CrossFit competition. Sometimes they do like the squats or like the air squat or like the body, like just the body or the air. It's like the air squat,
bodyweight squats.
Bodyweight squat.
Yeah.
They do it different. So they want to do like as many reps as they can in a short time. So I saw like how these people doing things, but maybe this, like, I'm gonna take this from CrossFit training, but I'm not gonna take the sport, like the pull-ups or like.
Right.
There's some stuff I'm like, okay, this is not gonna help me with what I'm doing, like boxing, kickboxing, wrestling. Okay, this is not gonna help me as much as like no.
Taking pieces from each sport,
Olympic, powerlifting, everything. Yeah.
From each lifting endeavor and bringing it into yours. Exactly. Oh, this works for me. This works for me, but I don't like this and I don't like this.
Yeah.
But I'll take this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I learned by practicing, by doing this, doing like as many sports as I can. Like to be a football player, I had to go train like with the track and field team, so I can run fast. And then I had couple friends, they did college football, so they like show me routes. So I took from every.
Dude, that's one of the, so I try to tell whenever a dad or a mom comes to me about training like their child, and like a lot of times, especially here in the States, people want to specify their training very early. They're like, oh, this kid's going to be a baseball player. He's going to be a pitcher, or he's going to be a quarterback, or he's going to be this or that. And like, let's just start training for that. And there's a lot of things that are flawed in that thought process from my point of view and from like a scientific point of view. I think if you're trying to train your child to be the best athlete, you need to expose them early on to as many sports as possible, especially when they're in that like 4-year-old range, like gymnastics, soccer, things where they like are running, very basic running, shuffling, gymnastics, being able to roll forward, roll backwards, cartwheel, tumbling, body control. Gymnastics is one, I think all young kids should go through a basic gymnastic training to teach them how to control their body in space.
And like the stretching, the flexibility, it's really important. When you like, when I had like the kids classes in Egypt, when I used to teach them like kickboxing and self-defense. Every time I had someone from swimming, from gymnastics, it's really like easy to like get the basics and like understand the movement, because they have like great body control. Yeah, well, the kids, like they're sponges at that age. They have they didn't sit on the couch and play video games and tablets and get all stiff and like lose body mass, right? Or like build stiffness or immobility, unmobility, limited mobility. I don't even know if those were words. Limited mobilities. But like you see it with a lot of young kids now. They get that text neck, they have poor posture, they have weak body control, out of shape. But when you're young, look at like if you have a baby at home, watch your baby squat down. He will squat perfect, perfect form, perfect fucking form, and nobody taught him how to do it. And it's like your body knows how to do all of this shit before we fuck it up. So like you know what I mean? So train your child very early on, and
these non-specific sports. And you never know what your kid's going to gravitate towards to, what they're going to like as they get older. You know how it is as a kid. Like, you like one thing when you're younger, you get a little bit older, you like something else. And then once you're a teenager, you're into something completely different. So expose them to as many sports as possible early on. Let them play as many sports as they can handle and want to play. And then as they start getting older, start then specifying. Like, oh, okay, you're in middle school, let's narrow it down to 3 sports, right? Maybe it's football, basketball, soccer. Then once they get to high school and they're really good at football and they really like basketball, then maybe narrow it down to just those 2. All right, you're going to be football, you're going to do football and then basketball. And then if they're talented enough to take their endeavors on to college, then you specify.
Yeah.
But now you have a whole gambit of movement patterns ingrained, into your nervous system, like all these motor units like you have at your disposal, instead of being specified to one sport early on. And then once you get more advanced and you're taking on other, so say you get really advanced at football at one particular position, then you go to college and you're playing against opponents who played soccer, gymnastics, basketball, wrestling, and they have so much, their athletic base is so much higher than yours because they have all of these motor units developed that now you have to train to develop, that you could have developed at a very early age and had at your disposal. Because once you train them at a young age, you have them. They're there. You may have to work a little bit if you move away from training, but if you ingrain them early on, they're not going anywhere. And that's only going to make, the more athletic you are, the better of a athlete you're going to be. Which obviously, it seems redundant to say, but I know if I was a college recruiter, I'm looking for guys who are talented at multiple sports. Because what that means is they're more adaptable. They're a more adaptable athlete. They're going to be able to excel in my program. They're going to be able to compete better in my program. Those are things I'm looking for.
And especially with kids, I always tell the parents, it's really important to make them love the sports. Don't push him so hard.
Right.
Because if you're pushing him now, how long are you going to push him for? When he's 12, he'll start to skip trainings. And by this age, when he's 16, he'll if you just make him love sports, love doing sports, that's it. That's a win game for his life,
I think keeping kids well balanced, right, is important. Push them, definitely push, because kids don't know how hard they can work. Because I remember in high school, I was the hardest worker, right? We would all push each other in my high school. We'd be in the weight room after school every day. On the field, we were pushing ourselves. I'm one of the hardest workers. Nobody's outworking me. There may be other guys that are in there with me, training hard with me, but nobody's working harder than me, right? I go to college, and then there's guys that blow me out of the water in terms of work ethic. And I'm like, holy shit, I thought I was a hard worker, but now I've gone to this next level, and now there's guys that are starters, right? Team captains that are working way harder than I'm working. They're in this level that I didn't even know that existed. And if I didn't see it or didn't have people push me to get there, I would have never got to that level. So you need to be pushed, right, to get to that next level. But you also need to know that you're more than just an athlete, right? Because it's okay, let me push. I'm going to work out hard. I'm going to work on all my skill acquisitions. I'm going to get really good at this sport. But are you, what books are you reading? Are you working on your emotional health, your spiritual health, right? Which spiritual health I feel usually doesn't start coming into people's lives until they start getting older, right? Right? Until you start getting older. But the earlier you can get to it, the better. I feel for me personally, I started kind of feeling a pull towards spirituality, maybe around 29, 30 years old. And I wish I would have started kind of gravitating, because that has opened up something in me that I didn't know was there, right? And then it allowed me to unlock things and get better in areas that I didn't know existed, which only trickles into everything else. You make one part of the whole better, you make the whole better. You know, so it's like if you want to be a great athlete, it's not just how fast I can run, how high I can jump, how hard I can hit, how many plays I can learn. It's, can I communicate well? Am I a good reader, right? Can I comprehend things? Can I learn in other fields to get better? Can I work on personal development? Can I pick up new hobbies? Can I learn how to build with wood? Can I sew? All these, whatever it is that you start finding to work on, right? Whether it's accounting, right? You want to be an accountant or whatever the fuck it is, you know what I mean? Like, if you start getting better at those things, you're going to get better at the things that you're already better at. Yeah. And then you're going to find new parts of yourself that you didn't know existed. And when you do that, then you like explore another level in yourself to like grow in. And that's how you just keep taking yourself to the next level. So definitely to what, we kind of sort of on track, but off track to what you were saying about don't push your child too hard because you'll burn them out. Yeah. And they'll be like, what the fuck? I don't even care about basketball anymore. Yeah. Like I hate it, Dad. I hope you're happy because like I am not playing basketball anymore.
Yeah. It's hard. It's very, very tricky with kids, because you want them to love it, but at the same time you don't want, you have to push them, but not too hard. You have to be like strict and teach them discipline, but at the same time you don't want them to get scared from you in the class,
Yeah.
I'm a big guy, bald, like got muscles. They'll be like the first time when they see me, they will be a little bit, they're like
intimidated.
5 years old, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to like smile, but at the same time I gotta keep the discipline. It was really hard, like teaching kids or like giving kids classes, but thanks God, like they love me now. And you see them like growing up, and it's something great. I feel like I'm old, because I started training people when I was like 19. So if I start with them 15, they're like 5 years old. They're like 15 or 16 now.
That's crazy.
So you see them now, and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" It's funny. It's really good.
Yeah, no, that's interesting to have that perception, to have that ability to see. That people are intimidated of me because of my stature, the way I look, or just like, you're big, you can look aggressive sometimes, right? And it's like, oh shit, maybe I should I don't know, should I be afraid? Should I not be afraid? Like, I'm kind of intimidated. So then it's like, that's part of being like a good leader, is knowing like how people perceive you off initial glance. So then it's like, okay, I need to diffuse that. Because if people are intimidated or fearful, if there's any level of anxiety, that's going to get in the way of me being able to communicate with them. And I need to have open line of communication so that I can take them to the next level.
Yeah, I try as much as I can smile, Yeah, like whenever, even if I go to a new gym and you see like, this dude's like working out, and then they start to look at you, I just smile and say hi, to break this.
Yeah.
Like, who's that,
It's crazy how far a smile can go.
Yeah.
Just like
with everything, it works. I got out like couple speeding tickets, so just smile and say like, I'm sorry, I'm from Egypt. We got kilometers, you got miles either.
Bro, not everybody has that $1 million smile like you do, dude. You got a great smile, bro.
I was just lucky,
Hey, you got to use the gifts. You got to use the gifts that you were given, bro. We all have them. We all have different gifts. Yeah. If you're listening to this right now, you have a gift. I don't know what it is. And maybe you don't know what it is yet, but it's your job to figure that shit out. Yeah. Figure out what your gift is.
Embrace it. Yeah.
Embrace it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even if it's not the norm, no one else is doing it or has it, fuck that.
I'm sure everyone got one. I'm sure.
Yeah. Everybody, if you're a human being alive, you have a gift. You have something special. Yeah. Society might not covet it. Or social media might not covet it. It might not be popular right now, but you have a gift to give to the world, and it is your responsibility to find it, hone it, craft it, and give it. Yeah. That's your responsibility. That's like one of our big things on this plane of existence, is to find whatever that gift is and to cultivate it and try and help as many people as possible with it. I believe that.
Yeah, me too. Everyone is here for a reason, it's nothing is random. For me, I'm sure, I don't have plans what I'm gonna do next year maybe, but I'll still keep working hard, and I'm sure there is a great, I'm not here at this time for someone will listen to this and you'll be like, yeah, like I gotta work out, I gotta do this, I gotta smile, you know. So yeah, like everyone is here for a reason. Like we didn't came on earth for like
hell
randomly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's super important for people to hear right now, because I feel like a lot of people feel like, I don't know, because I hear this all the time, I see it all the time. People are like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what I'm like, I don't know what my passion is, or I don't know what I'm doing next. But it's not always important to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But what is important is to show up every day, ready to work, right? And to have that, like you said, I'm going to work out every day, I'm going to learn every day, and I'm going to smile every day.
Yeah.
And like basically you're taking care of all of you things, right? You're doing personal growth, self-care, physical, mental, emotional, right? Then you're showing gratitude by smiling.
Yeah.
Right? Because like there's a lot of things not to smile about right now.
Yeah.
You know, and it'd be easy to turn, you know, to have a frown and be negative. Yeah. But there's also a lot of things to be happy for.
You're alive, you're healthy. So like with this COVID thing, a lot of people like lose their lives, a lot of people got sick, lose weight, like, but you still like, I always tell my friends, hey, like as long as you're healthy, your parents, your beloved ones are okay during this crazy time, man, you're blessed. Yeah, you lost your job, you don't have money. Yeah. You know, yeah. But I'll still do like whatever I can do, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the important thing, so opportunity, people always talk about, I just don't have an opportunity. I wasn't given an opportunity. This person got an opportunity for this reason or that reason. It's like, first of all, big mistake. You're worrying about other people. You can't control that. Yeah. Second of all, opportunities aren't going to find you, like if you're not working.
Yeah.
Opportunities come to those who are working. Like that, like the universe rewards hustle. Yeah. So if you're out there working, if you're hustling, the universe is going to find a way to bring an opportunity to you. Yeah. And by working, you are sharpening those skills so that when the opportunity comes, you're ready for it.
Yeah.
Because what good's an opportunity if you're not ready for it?
That's like what happened with me with WWE tryouts. I was just working out every day, and this dude was like, hey man, like, you know, go do it, you know? And it was there, like a lot of people, like, you know, trying so hard in Middle East to come into the States and like get a job here, like, you know, try to like live it, but it came, like the opportunity came to me where I work. I didn't went for it, you know. So it was like that, like the guy was at with the place I work, or like a workout, and he saw me like 3 days in a row, like working out hard in fence, and it was like, go for it. So it's like this. It's gonna sound a bit random that you don't have a plan, but trust me, as long as you put in the work, you're doing your best, it's gonna come to you. But just stay positive. I know it's crazy time, but we gotta stay positive, stay working, and it's gonna come. When, I don't know. But enjoy the process, you know. Enjoy the process of like going to the gym or like working out, eating it. Enjoy it, cause that's you. Like you're doing yourself a favor. So that's you, and help the people around you. If someone wanna like I would help with my like working out plans, you know. If someone wanna work out, someone wanna like teach him some self-defense, I would help with what I can, you know.
Yeah.
And keep going. It's gonna come, I swear. Stay positive, smile, you know, be happy, you know. You're alive, your beloved one alive, so, you know.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, you know. Let's go, stay happy, man.
Yo, that opportunity, you attracted that opportunity with your actions and with your thoughts, right? That positive thought and those actions, like that energy manifests, right? Vibrates out into the universe, and like it feels that. So then it reciprocated it back to you.
Yeah.
And like that's what people that's what people at home need to know. That's not, you don't always need to know. You just need to do.
You don't have to control everything around you.
You can't, bro.
With that, like,
you can't control shit, dude. If that's what, dude, this time period right now, this period,
big nations,
bro,
like the
no control.
COVID came from nowhere, or like whatever it came from, bad eating or like whatever was it, and everything changed this year in like a second. So, like, believe in yourself, work hard, but believe in your plan, like follow your plan and have a plan. You know, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
But believe in God's plan is gonna be always better for you.
Yeah.
So if your plan didn't work, stay working hard. Don't say like, oh no, I'm not gonna work out. You know, I'm gonna stay home. You know, that's it. You know, everyone is out. No, keep working hard. It's gonna come to you. if it didn't come, you stay enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to the gym. You want to go to the gym. You don't have to eat healthy. You want to eat healthy. You want to stay in shape for yourself. Don't do it for the summer or for the girls or whatever, you know. Do it for yourself. That's like, you know, my mindset.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I think that's been this for me personally, and like I think everybody, like I just looking at this for me, all the trials and tribulations I've gone through these past 8 months or 6, 7 months, whatever. I don't even know what time is.
Yeah,
I don't even know what time is right now, but however long, right? Some of them have been, I think that it's a lesson.
Yeah.
There are lessons that are being taught to me that like, one, you needed to make a major shift from like what you were doing to what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah. And two, you're not in control.
Yeah.
I know you like to be in control. You're a control freak, right? Yeah. You try to control everything, but you're not in control. Yeah. And I needed to do all this crazy shit. I needed to literally flip you on top of your head and to let you know that you're not in control and just keep doing your thing, keep working, and something good's going to come your way. But right now, everything's going to change for you.
Yeah.
You got to be patient.
Yeah.
And bro.
Crazy,
some days, man, I just want to scream.
Yeah.
Some days I want to go in the garage and start punching shit, you know, and scream and freak out. But I just know that, like you said, I'm going to show up. I'm going to work. I'm going to smile. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to do all of these things. I'm going to read some books. I'm going to have this show. You know, what can I do? What can I control?
Yeah.
I wanted to start a podcast, so I started a podcast. Now I needed a studio. I built a studio, right?
Yeah, that's amazing. I saw the whole story. It was like crazy, man, coming here and see it.
Dude, I'm not like a construction worker. Like this is not like my field.
Know, that's what I like on the States as well. You can see like a YouTube video and do it. I've been doing like wrap my car. I love cars, so I've been like wrapping my car. Now my roommate, I'm wrapping her car like pink. It's gonna look super cool. Like you can do, you know.
Yeah.
Just like watch a YouTube video, you know.
Yep.
You go.
That's how I learned how to make this wall, dude.
That's amazing, man. That's crazy. I was like, whoa.
I found, and I did all of this on a budget, on like a super budget. I did this. I went on Facebook Marketplace, found some cheap wood, right? And I was like, okay, because the original project that I saw was a refurbished pallet wood wall. So I was like looking at pallet wood, and it was like kind of hard to find like good price pallet wood. Then I came across like this tongue and groove pine wood, and I was like, huh. And it was super well priced. It was like really affordable. And I was like, I bet you I can make this work. Yeah. So I went, priced it, found some good wood. I had to buy it in like 12 foot by 8 inch boards. So they were these giant long ass boards. And I had like a little ass car to pick it up, and I didn't even have a truck. So like half of it is sticking out of the back of this car, and I had to drive it like 30 minutes into Orlando, find stain, find something to cut everything with, measure everything, do the whole process. Found basically everything I needed off of YouTube, and just kind of pieced everything together and created it as I went, and it just like turned out. I mean, I couldn't have been more happy with the way it turned out.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then it was like, dude, it was super fulfilling too, because it was like, I'm not a construction worker.
I did that.
I don't work with tools, but like I went out of my comfort zone and like created something that I needed. I needed this, you know, because I moved out of my apartment. So I don't have that set anymore, because I was using the backdrop of like my apartment, because I had that sick ass view, right? So that was awesome. But I moved out of there and I wasn't renewing that lease. So I was like, man, I got to do something different. Then I built this thing, and then I was like, you know what?
That's sick. Yeah.
I was like, so this is my studio, but like I've got this sick space with all this. I need to like make some money, you know? And everybody's trying to podcast right now. So it's just like, yo, I'll rent this space out for other podcasters as well. That's why I was like, I'm going to build this sick set. So it would be for me, but then other people are going to want to come in here. I've got all top of the line equipment, because I budgeted it on the set and like the space and everything, but I did not budget on the equipment. I got the top of the line equipment, bro. You know what I mean? So I was just like, yo, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to become a DIY like woodworker. But dude, it was fun. Like I was like, man, I actually like working on wood. It was like kind of therapeutic. I was like, it may be something that I may continue to do. I had some like leftover wood. I'm looking maybe to make like a wine rack.
Let's go.
and just see, you know. The thing about woodworking, though, is when you want to really get into woodworking, get good at it, you got to get a lot of tools. And then the tools are expensive. So, like, right now, I don't know. We'll see. I'm doing
that's
it.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
So, but yeah, with YouTube, as long as you have the hustle and the determination, you can create anything.
Yeah.
I saw the car, though. I saw the wrap on the car. It looks good.
Yeah. A lot of people tell me, like, oh, is it paint? Where do you get it from? I was like, I did it myself. And they're like, no way.
Hell yeah.
It just need time. You need to be patient. Like I think that was like a lesson, you know, for me. Like, be patient, you know, be patient. Because I was like, always like, I want to do this, I want to move. But no, like, when you grab this like piece of plastic and you keep like wrapping it, and like, and you see the air bubbles, and then you have to redo it, and then you ruin it, and you like, it was like a lot of, you know, hustle, but
tedious.
Yeah, you see like the outcome, you see like the finish, you see like your product, and you be like happy, you know.
Yeah, you're proud.
Yeah. And for me, always like my like I would say like my I would say like my zone, or like my how would say like to be in my zone is like working out, you know. When I feel bad, I work out. It wasn't about reading. Like, I hated this. I wasn't like a big fan. I was like, no, I gotta study, I gotta read. But now I gotta, you know, get out of my comfort zone, which is like doing physical stuff, to like, no, read, pray. I start to pray since March.
Yeah.
Like, committed to like praying every day 5 times, which is something really important. Just pray, like, whatever you like, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, like, when you pray, in my praise, like what I do 5 times, it's every time when you say the prayers, you thank God for what you have. So you remind people, we forget very fast. But when you pray 5 times, every time you pray, you thank God for what you have. Thanks for family, thanks for blessing, thanks for the roof on top of me, thanks for the food, thanks for my health. So when you thank, you will be very satisfied, you know, because you remind yourself, oh, I have all this. Yeah, I don't have a job now, I don't have enough money, but I have all this, so I gotta be thankful. And I think that's something really important. Like, pray or do like your meditation. Do as like with prayers, we got like morning, afternoon, and dawn, and then night. So try to do it like 3-4 times, 5 times a day. But every time you'll do it, it's just gonna, like, you know, take you out of this like physical world, you know. Okay, I don't have control in everything, but no, like, I got health, there is stuff I have. It's gonna make you see the stuff you have control on, like your body, your health, the people around you. So you'll be like thankful, you'll be happy, you'll be satisfied. That's something really important during this time. So yeah, like, do your meditation. So yeah, like, when I was working with WWE, I was so much like focused, or so much like into like working out, posting, the social media, all this like physical things around you. But I was away from this, and like from my spiritual, like, you know, like I was like really away from this.
Yeah.
Now, okay, you got release, no work. Okay, I gotta work on myself, or you're gonna lose it. You're gonna go crazy. Like, people, when they lose it, or when they feel they're out of control, they go to like wrong way, like drugs, like drink or whatever. Like, they go to like, they will do stuff that is gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
They just wanna like zone out. No, zone out by praying, being thankful, like, you know, being more. I was so much away from this, but now it's way, like, I feel way better. Like, I feel I'm satisfied. I woke up happy, and I woke up like knowing like I don't have a job. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, you know. But still, like, praying is really important. Like, working in your spirit, is really important. Like, working in your body, working in your brain and your mind by reading, and this part was like a good ad for me in this year.
Yeah.
After like I got released.
Yeah, dude.
And you see people getting sick, people dying, big nations like falling down, all this like crisis going around you, but it's gonna make you go through all this. So yeah, eat healthy, like take care of this and the spirit. Really important.
Everybody, I feel like, and I feel a lot of the same way with wrestling, and how it, like, you get so obsessed with being being the best and getting to where you want to go. You know, I want to be a character on television. I want to be in the best shape. I want to be, you know, have the best skills, the best performer. I need to post on social media. I need to create content. I need to think of outfits and this, and you're always thinking about external, everything outside of yourself. And you forget to start focusing on the things inside of yourself. You don't think about the emotional part, right? You don't think about the spiritual part. And it's like weird to talk about spirituality. You know, people get kind of weird because you start talking about religion, you talk about God, and people are like, I feel like people are kind of, they're sick and tired of hearing about God because they think about religion, and then it's easy to be like, you know, this religion is corrupt and that religion is corrupt, and you can say those things about religions, and it's easy just to, I'll just discard it. But one of the things that we are seeing is this huge uptick in spirituality, right? Without a name. Meditation. But like, what is meditation?
It's praying.
It's praying, right? It's just prayer. And so like, maybe you're not saying, you know, dear God, you know, thank you, Lord, or whatever, right? But you're still doing the same process. You're still looking inward.
What you got,
because everything that you'll ever need is already right here. You got it. It's all inside of you. You just need to unlock it. And you need to look and work and dig in. And like, I've got to remind myself of this. Like the past couple of weeks, you know, I've been so, especially before I got this studio up, I was just so obsessed with getting this built and like working myself to the bone. I started neglecting some of those inner things, and I just was feeling like shit, like emotionally feeling like shit. And after I got this done, I kind of realized like, yo, man, like you're neglecting certain things that you just were talking about you needed not to neglect, and you kind of went back to neglecting them. Like, let's bring it back. Like, let's be grateful for the things that we have. Like, let's look inward. Everything that you need, you have. And I dude, that's
meditation. It's the same thing. Like, if you like, I met a lot of people. They say like, oh, I don't believe religion. I don't believe. I was like, hey, you believe in good, right? Everyone believes in good, right? There's good. Believe in the good things that you have. Believe like, I have a good health. I have a good friends. I have whatever. Like, I'm sure everyone have something good in his life. Just remind yourself you still have this thing in the morning and at night, and that's it. It's easy. So work on your spirit as much as you work on your body, which is something like, as you said, you're gonna learn this by time. Like, I started to learn this when I was like 30. So it's gonna take you a little bit of time to like work on this and not take everything like, let's go, let's do it.
I think I've found, for me personally, I've found and this has been throughout my life too, not just like recently, but like I've found there's certain aspects of me that I excel and I'm really good at. There's other aspects like spirituality and like the emotional health that I kind of neglected. But I was really fortunate to have certain women come into my life and like force me to work on those parts. And kind of almost, because it's like a muscle, you don't work it and it gets atrophied and it withers up. But then you have somebody come into your life that forces you to use that muscle, and then it may cause agitation or frustration because like it's weak. Right, that muscle, right, that emotional muscle, that spiritual muscle is weak, and she's making you use it, and then you use it, and then like you start using it more, and it gets stronger, and she like you kind of learn something about yourself, and you have certain. And I've just been very fortunate to have women come into my life, certain women come into my life, and I have one right now. It's kind of come in, who's really forced me to like work on those muscles, right, those spiritual and emotional muscles to like look inward. So like sometimes be grateful for the people that you have in your life, because they're there for a reason. They're there to teach us lessons. If like sometimes, and it's each person's different. Everyone comes into your life for different reasons and for different amounts of times. That's why it's important not to get attached to the people. That's not to say you don't love them, you don't care about them, you don't like work for them or help them, but it's not, you're my friend. like that thought process of Mo is my friend. Yeah. It's like you're not mine. Because when you think you're my friend, now I have expectations on how you should behave towards like me and like our relationship. Yeah. And what that does is that excludes you being like an individual human being that has his own needs.
I'm always expecting more, like that's why I never expect it. Like this is how I think. I never expect anything. Like I just give, and if something came back, I'll appreciate it. But if nothing came back, I was still like, I'm happy that I gave you, I help you with this.
Yeah.
I think that's like how I think about friends. It's like I'm not waiting from them to do something. If they did, I'll really appreciate. I'll be happy. Yeah. But if they didn't, I'll still like help them and give them. But you meet some like assholes.
They'll take advantage of you.
Yeah.
And that's important to set boundaries.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to have good intentions when you do good for others. Yeah. So everyone's going to come across people that are going to hurt you, wrong you, take advantage of you.
Yeah.
But when you give without expectations, then you can't really be hurt. You can't be taken advantage of because you were doing it because that's who you are and that's the right thing. Yeah. But when you give with expectation of something in return, and then that person doesn't return, now you feel like you were taken advantage of. And then you're like, my kindness was taken advantage of. But it's like, no, you let your kindness be taken advantage of because you expected something and then you didn't get it.
Yeah.
And it's important to set boundaries too, especially because some people are more giving than others, right? Some people are a lot more giving, which is like, I know a lot of those people and they feel like it's a gift and a curse to be so helpful in giving.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's just because you haven't set your boundaries. Like if you set clear, intentional boundaries of who you are and what you accept from other people in terms of how they're going to treat you, once someone crosses that line, you just let them know, hey, uncool, right? Yeah. And then if they continue, now that's where you have to have the hard conversation with yourself, whether or not you're going to allow them to stay into your life. You're right. And we all come across those people. Yeah. And early on, a lot of us get taken advantage of because like the majority of people, believe it or not, are good people and they want to help and do good for others. And it's easy to be taken advantage of when you're younger because for some reason, people don't teach you those things, right? To like have boundaries, to respect yourself, because having boundaries and respecting yourself isn't necessarily being a hard ass, right? It's no, like it's this way or the highway. It's like, no, I just expect a certain way of like respect and treatment. And as long as you don't like cross that line anywhere or take advantage of me, we're going to be cool. And like human beings, sometimes everyone's an asshole to somebody, right? We've all had bad days where we're a dick, right? And you can apologize later and usually people work it out. But then there's those perpetrators that are just looking to take. And then so that's just like back to the beginning of this conversation was just know what your intentions are for what you're like, why you're helping.
Yeah.
And as long as, they're pure, and you're not giving just in hopes to receive something, then you'll never be able to be taken advantage of.
Yeah. I like this more.
Yeah. You are a very helping, kinding person. Like you have that like nurturing, helping side to you ever since I've met you.
I'm trying.
We all are, dude.
Yeah.
What else you got coming down the pipeline? Nothing?
Yeah.
Well, you got something, bro. I know you were talking about Canada. Where can we find you at, bro? On social media. Fine. If say somebody they want to train with you, they want to hire your services, right? Or they just want to follow the Mo Konga journey, right?
It's Mo Konga. My Instagram and my Facebook is Muhammad Konga.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I'm always glad to help. Like when I got signed with WWE, I got all these fans from Middle East.
Yeah.
They're like, what we do to be like WWE superstars, and I was like, hey, I was lucky. Like I was working hard, I was in shape, I was training, and then the opportunity came. So work out, like learn wrestling, do wrestling, like Romanian wrestling or like amateur wrestling.
Yeah.
because that's a big part of professional wrestling, to have like this body control, stay in shape, train. So I had all these people like, you know, like asking me, and I was like always trying to, and I had all these DMs, like crazy DMs, you know, and I had to like, I don't sleep. I like, no, I feel like if I have something, if I have information, I'll be so greedy if I didn't share it, you know, because why not? Why not sharing it, you know? Why not helping all these people? I might not make it in WWE, but someone else might have the passion, or like might be more talented, and he will make it. So why not, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, like as long as I can help you, I will help you. If I can't, if I don't know, I'll be like, hey, I don't know. Like some people like how to get a tryout. So I was like, I don't know. Like what I know, if I know that there is any tryouts coming, I will let you know. But if no, like I can't give you like one of the coach's number. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like as much as I can help you, I will help you, you know.
Hell yeah.
And I'm sure it's gonna, like, you know,
come back around. It always comes back,
if
dude.
If it didn't, you still like, I still love to do it. So why not?
Dude, what you put out is what you get back.
Yeah.
100%.
This is how it works. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't.
Not always.
You gotta be patient and just do it for the love of doing it. Don't do it for like, don't wait for return.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right, bro. I think this is a good spot to wrap everything up. We got a workout we got to get in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this workout in. I was going to work out before, but I know we were talking about getting a workout after the show, so let's get after it.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, bro. Love having you on, man.
No, thank you so much.